So, good morning, good afternoon, Receptive Radio community. I'm so happy to be here today. Summer solstice, June 20th, 1:50 p.m. It is happening. It is happening at that time. So, we're very close to it being 12:30 Pacific time. It's happening at 1:50 Pacific time here. And today on Receptive Radio, I'm Jennifer Seifert. I'm a shamanic teacher and healer, business, life purpose mentor, soul guide, meditation teacher. And we're listening to Receptive Radio, your tuning station podcast, where we go live every Thursday for 20 minutes at 12:30. And this is for visionaries and influencers, entrepreneurs, intrapreneurs, change agents, people who are looking for a community of like-minded individuals who are world changers, wanting to raise the consciousness and the frequency of the world by doing their work. And today we're talking about being multi-talented. So you're this entrepreneur, business owner who's multi-talented, or you're an entrepreneur, a career professional who's multi-talented, or you're a sole proprietor, you're multi-talented. And that can cause lots of confusion, overwhelm, and I've experienced it. And when you're a high achiever and you're wanting to do your purpose work and also, please other people sometimes or fit in, you can get confused and overwhelmed of what you're really supposed to be doing. So I want to talk about that today. So welcome to anyone who's just jumping on. We're talking about being multi-talented, high achieving, and being confused. And it's kind of like our normal MO. We're used to working in overwhelm, or we get confused because we overwhelm ourselves. We take on too much. And how can we manage it? Because I have some tools that I want to let you in on so you can transform your overwhelm and confusion. And so thank you to coming on, and you can watch the recording later. So have you been confused? Have you been confused because you're overwhelmed with everything that you want to do in your life? You have this big dream, this big vision. You're putting it all together because you have had multiple careers, you have lots of skills and talents. You're really good at a lot of things. And whatever you put your mind to, you're really good at. And over the years, you have become good at so many things that you can do it all. But have you also been overwhelmed and confused because you know you can do it and you know you're capable of it? And then all of a sudden you're doing everything and you're splitting your focus. You're splitting your focus. So I have been there. Has anyone else been there where you're into so many things that your focus is so split that you feel confused and overwhelmed on what to focus on, where to put your priorities? What is priority? What is the first thing I should be doing? Or, finishing, completing, because I know being a visionary, I'm constantly getting all these new downloads and ideas of what I can do. And they're cool and I want to implement them. But then how do I do that? How do I implement everything that I have a vision or a dream about? Because there's so many. And so I feel like other visionaries have this problem too. So how do we implement, manifest all of our visions into the world, into creativity, into our being created? So if you have this problem, put yes in the comments. So why is it so important to get a hold of that, to notice that this is happening for you? Because when you are present, you are able to manage this high level of high achievement and high level of vision. You are able to manage it, but you have to do a few things to get a grip on it, to be present. Because I notice lots when I have a lot going on. I have multiple things happening at once for my business. I can get confused and overwhelmed if I don't have it scheduled, or if I run out of time through my calendar and everything. So being present is so important. So if you don't mind, I'd like to tell you a little story about how I, you know, found a hack to help me with this overwhelm and confusion, because it is pretty normal for a high achiever, an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur who's, going for goals, to have a lot on the go. That is normal. So it becomes normal. And so you kind of get used to operating in overwhelm, and you just deal with it. You just deal with it. And how we can deal with it is through escaping or um, procrastinating or distracting ourselves so that we, make excuses for not getting it done and that kind of thing. So there was a time when I was, um, you know, still figuring out how to put my purpose into the world, because I have all of these skills and I'm multi-talented. Like, I know you're who here is multi-talented? Put a yes in the comments. You can sing, you can dance, you can engineer, you can be an accountant, you can train horses, um, you can create art pieces, you are a writer, you're an author. All of those things are really valuable skills that you have. And how can you take all of them, harness all of the great things that you love about those skills, and do your purpose work, create a business from it? And I had to figure that out for myself. And I was the only one who was putting the stress on myself to figure that out. Nobody else was putting the stress on me to figure it out. And because I was kind of addicted to making money, I ended up in a career of accounting because I didn't have it figured out back then when I started it. The money was holding me to that career. So I ended up working full time as a contract accountant, working evenings and weekends, doing my purpose work that I do now as a side gig, and training horses and owning horses with my family. So I did that on the weekends and evenings as well. And I even, at one point, I was getting up at 5 a.m. or 4:30, which I still kind of do, but I was going to the barn for 3 hours, rushing back home, having a quick shower, and then driving to the office to do my accounting work, and then coming home and then maybe having a client here afterwards. So I was full out, and I was overwhelming myself, and it just became like my normal thing. But what I realized is that my focus was split. I couldn't really achieve the purpose work and do that in the world in a full-time way because I was busy being a full-time accountant and busy helping with the horses, and I didn't have enough time, and I had no space inside of me to hold more vision, more ideas of how to make it all happen and work it all out. And so it was taking up a lot of space having my focus split. And how did I deal with it at the time? Like, once I realized I can't do this anymore because I do need time to do my purpose work. I do need to make it into a full-time career because this is what I love. The frustration and irritation started showing me that I had to get out of those other things that were taking up all of my time. And so because I consistently did my daily practice when I was doing all those things, and for many, many years, it was during my daily practice that I was able to get the clarity and the insight that I had to make a big change. And I needed to find somebody to help me learn about sales and marketing and how to, do my work and have people know who I am so I can earn a full-time income. And so I consistently did my practice. And because I did that, it set myself up to be able to handle all of that overwhelm all day, and I consistently scheduled everything on my calendar, and I knew when and where I was going to be all the time. And I also got enough sleep. And you know what? The barn and the horses were my relief. They were like my downtime because for me, that was second nature. I've been doing it since I was, born. And they have a healing ability in them to really, nurture me when. And so for me, that was like my day off, going to the barn and being with the horses. So, I had to put things into compartments to kind of compartmentalize to deal with the stress and the overwhelm and the confusion that I was putting on myself. So I want to make that important. That's an important part of the story is that I put all of this stress on myself. Nobody was telling me to do this, but my soul was telling me that I needed to make the change so that I could really step into my power, really do the work that I'm meant to do on this planet in this life. And I had to make a change. And have any of you, if you've had this realization of like your focus is split, you can't like do what you really want to do, put a yes in the comments or tell me a little story about it and we can connect about it later after the show. And so when you're present and clear, so that's what saved me was my daily practice and doing all of my healing work on myself, that I I realized by giving myself time every morning to get clear that I knew what steps I needed to take, and I had to find somebody to help me and make a strategy and exit plan from those other things that were taking up the time that were not necessarily what I was supposed to be doing every day. Those skills are great and they're adding to my purpose work now, but I'm not supposed to be doing people's journal entries every day. And so in honor of this summer solstice, and we're so close to it, and it is a very powerful time, I want to lead you through one of my meditations that I lead people in called Sun Force Activation. That's what I've named it. And it's just a really quick tune up, charge up to come back to presence. In the middle of the day is when I hold this meditation. And I want to offer it to you right now. We'll do a mini version of it just so you can get present and clear so that for the rest of the day and the rest of the week, you know what to focus your priority on. And we can cut through some confusion right now, any overwhelm. So just put your feet on the ground, take in a deep breath. Take another deep breath and come into this central channel that's inside of you, inside your body. Bring yourself right back inside your body. The next breath, bring everything into your body, your whole self. Just imagine above your head is this beautiful summer solstice sun. And that summer solstice sun is calling back all of your energy and power from the past or the future back into it right now. And remember to breathe. You're just breathing in normal, relaxing way and out. And so this sun is calling back all of the energy from the past, all of the energy in the future, all of your worries and concerns in the future or the past, any confusion or overwhelm. It's calling it all into it, transforming it, and then tuning to present time, to right now, this moment. So 1, 2, 3, the sun is now in the present moment. It's right above your head. I want you to just imagine opening the crown of your head from the inside. Turning your gaze inwards to look inside the center of your head in the back. Noticing your crown open. And you're just receiving all this summer solstice inspiring present time light into your crown. There's nothing you need to do except open and receive to it. Just notice that this present time light is beginning to fill the center of your head with clarity, focus, and it's growing in radiance and light inside your head, expanding into your eyes and your ears and your nose from the inside. The light starts to begin to go down the column inside of you, inside this channel inside of you, filling in everywhere. This relaxing, receptive light filled with presence, present time. And if you have lots of thoughts wandering around, you can just let them go and watch your breath and watch the light come in from the inside of yourself. And just notice it come down into your heart space, filling up your heart center, tuning it to the present time, and feeling into the rest of your chest and back and torso from the inside. And the light just keeps streaming in the crown and going down and filling you up everywhere, filling up every cell, molecule, every micro atom inside of you. And they all start to radiate with this present time light filled with summer solstice aligning energy. You might notice tingling on the top of your head or in your body as it moves down the channel even more, down into the lower belly, into your body center, filling it up, tuning it to present time. You might notice as it drops down in there, you even feel more grounded, more relaxed, more open and receptive to receiving this light, to receiving presence, to receiving yourself being present, to receiving clarity, focus, direction, guidance, stillness, quiet of mind. And then it moves down your legs, down the space between your legs, through your knees and into your calves, and right into your feet. Just notice yourself completely being filled up with radiant light, summer solstice aligning, present time light. The most light we receive in the day, in this year, is inside you. And you can use this light to really bring light to any questions you have of yourself. You can do that later or do it now. Because you're gathering this light. It's not going to leave you after we finish this practice. It's going to be inside of you, and it's raising the frequency of all of your cells, atoms, molecules, resetting, refreshing, renewing, recharging, raising the frequency and vibration of your life force energy, filling you up with life force, growing life force of the sun, aligning presence. And you just notice that this light starts to fill right to the edge of your skin in every direction, all over your body, and then moves through into your radiant light field all around you, staying contained in your energy field, tuning you to present time. And so we're going to go over here, but that is Sun Force activation. So thank you so much for doing that practice with me, and you can come back and do that recording anytime. And so I just want to ask you, where do you think you get most confused or overwhelmed from being a multi-talented visionary who has a lot of capability and a lot of skills? Where do you get confused and overwhelmed? And how would it be if you had a guide in your back pocket to help you move through confusion and overwhelm, frustration or irritation quickly, so you can focus, you can be expanded, still visionary, receiving your visions, and then be able to focus them and prioritize them and know where to go first, and line up with your goal, your life purpose work. And so if you're okay, I'd like to share with you that today is the summer solstice, and I have created a group healing ceremony community. And it's a monthly community where we'll meet monthly and have a healing ceremony focusing on purpose, power, prosperity, clarity, health, wellness, presence. And tonight I'm holding one of those events, and it is at 6:30 p.m. Pacific time over Zoom. And it'll be about 30, 45 minutes where we are going to clear anything in the way, any confusion or overwhelm, and bring in the power of the summer solstice to really use that energy to do our ultimate life purpose work and have the clarity and confidence and presence in a grounded way to do it powerfully every day and to make all the right choices that we need to make every day. And so I'd love for you to be part of that event tonight. We did an abundance and prosperity healing in May. May was our first event, and it's free to join for 1 month, and you can cancel anytime. So if you decide to cancel, that's no problem. And it's $20 a month after that. And when you're a member, you get unlimited access to all our recordings, so you can do them as much as you want. And there'll be a different theme every month, but all revolving around purpose, power, and prosperity. And I'd love to see you there tonight. It's going to be a good celebration and a great tune-up and alignment with the forces of nature, the sun. And so thank you so much for joining me today on Receptive Radio. I'm so grateful for this community, allowing me to share teachings and wisdoms and practice and offerings for you to work with me. And I'd love to get to know you more. So please comment in the chat, post some of your own posts about what you have going on. And I will put a link in the chat to join for the summer solstice ceremony tonight. And you're watching Receptive Radio, your tuning station podcast, a community for visionaries, influencers, change agents, bridge builders, new earth transformers. Have a great day.